G'day, podcaster Liam here. My favourite show of the week, I think, because I got a little song in there. Don't you worry about that. We gave away 50 large, big bucks. And we did Have You Worn a Disguise, which is the first thing you hear. There were some cracker calls.
Live across Australia. This is Ben, Liam and Belle's
Late Drive on Nova.
13 24 10. Have you ever worn a disguise?
Happens all the time in the movies, but in real life, not as much, annoyingly.
Well, it actually happened today because Oprah rocked up at the Democratic election party that they do, and she snuck in there. It was a big surprise because she wore a disguise.
What are we talking? Fake moustache, a cape, top hat?
What was the disguise?
Unfortunately, no. It was just like glasses and a hat and then a face mask. But
no
one recognised
The
her.
face mask's good, yeah.
All right, 13 24 10. We are wondering, have you ever worn a disguise? Nat in the Gold Coast has gotten in touch. When did you wear one?
So I'm a twin. I have a twin brother, and we look slightly similar. And I don't know if that works in my favour. Am I more masculine? Is he more feminine? Who cares? Anyway, he had a job interview and it was over Zoom, and he got COVID and was on his deathbed, but he desperately wanted this job. So he asked me to be him on the Zoom. So I pulled my hair back. I sat quite back from the camera, and I pulled it off, and I was my twin brother, and I got him the job.
I love it. They're like, we love your feminine energy. Yeah, you're very demure. Yeah, you've got the job, sis. Woo.
Nat, thank you so much. You are in the running to win those Tones and I tickets. If you want to get involved, 13 24 10. When did you wear a disguise?
Olivia in Melbourne. Have you worn a disguise?
I have. So basically the story is a few years ago, my best friend moved schools and she was having a bit of an anxiety attack not having me there. So she had a spare school dress, so I put it on and I went to all her classes, spent a full day in her new school with her, acting like a student, which I wasn't enrolled in.
That's nuts.
Awesome.
Also, surely weren't the other kids who's this chick? You know what I mean?
The teachers were literally asking me, why my name wasn't on the roll, and I was like, oh, miss, I'm new. I just started here. So that's why I'm not on there.
Man,
but
that's good.
Yeah.
I love that.
Bit of a worry, though, for people who go to that school that it was so easy for someone to infiltrate the class.
Yeah. It makes me think, what would happen if I tried to do that? I feel like the police would come if I swear I go here. Wearing the uniform.
Thanks, Liv. Whitney in Melbourne. Why did you wear a disguise?
I was banned from my local pub and they were having a charity event and I really wanted to go. So I thought, you know what, it's for charity. Surely they'll let it slide. So I dressed up as a dude. I borrowed my friend's clothes. They drew a beard on me. And
Drew
they
a
made me
beard?
practice.
With a Sharpie or something?
Yeah. And then they said, practice walking like a guy. And so I did my best. We worked pretty hard on it. He kicked me out.
Why did you get banned from the pub?
I can't really swear, I don't think, on the radio, but I called him a fat C word.
Yep. That'd do it.
Maria in Melbourne. Good evening. When did you wear a disguise?
I was working for one of those charities where they do the door-to-door pickup, and we had our drivers were stealing donations. So I've got dark hair and dark skin, so I rented a car, got myself this big, fabulous blonde wig, big glasses, big trench coat, and went out for the day following the drivers and caught them. I was in stealth mode, PI mode. Caught them stealing donations from our wonderful public.
Oh, my God. And then did you do the dramatic, reveal? You go, gotcha!
Yeah,
and you pulled the wig off?
I did at the petrol station. I came out with this big blonde wig on and stuff, and it was like a gotcha moment, and I did, and I pulled the wig off, and I said, ha, I've caught you.
That is huge.
So it was fantastic. So police and we pressed charges. It was great.
Oh, my God, it's a full... Did you slide across the bonnet, Maria? That is huge.
Anonymous in Sydney. When did you wear a disguise?
Evening. I was an undercover police officer and we had to attend a bikie funeral. So my partner and I rocked up on the bike and in our leathers, and we were the only ones wearing The leathers. Everyone was in suits
You went overboard with
Anonymous,
the bikies.
that's the thing. And look, thank you for what you do in the community, but sometimes it's very obvious when you see, if you're at a music festival or something and there's a police officer wearing cargo shorts and a Rick and Morty shirt, and you're like, well, we know you're just looking for ecstasy here.
Hello,
Yeah,
kids.
yeah. Hello, fellow. But you know, that is so, because I must admit, a bikie funeral, 100%. Get the vest on. You know, they're repping the club, but they're all wearing suits and you've come dressed. You've got like your fake moustache on, big handlebar
Stick-on
moustache.
tats.
I love it.
Anonymous, that is outstanding. We're going to give you 2 tickets to go see Tones and I.
Oh, my God. Thank you. That's
No worries.
absolutely amazing. Thank
Thanks
you.
for getting involved.
Happy birthday to the Kid Laroi. 21 this week. He's not a kid anymore. Now he's the Man Laroi. And it's been a big week for the guy because not only has he ventured into adulthood, he's also released a brand new single all about becoming a man.
Men just want to mow the lawn. 4 grown men, that's fun. Want to smoke meats all day. Play lots of golf and punt. Just want to sink schooners with my mates. Friday palmy at the pub after all my work's done. Just want to smoke diaries. Buck hunter safari. Kid Laroi, I'm a man now. Now I'm grown up. I can vote now. Like the pokies and craft beers. I'm an adult. I even shave now. Let's have a big bloody boys now. I'll get cash out. Losing my multi makes me lash out. My receding hairline makes me stand out. It's a man's world. I just wanna go to Bunnings. Get a sausage. I just got RMs. Cause they last for life. It's actually a smart purchase. Now that I'm a man, done my back in. I need some Voltaren. Oh, really pinged it. I think I gotta hang up the boots at footy.
13, 24, 10. Honeymoons from Hell. You've probably seen this week Ben Affleck and J-Lo. Yeah, they're done. And it's sad because it was their second time round. It was 20 years later and everyone was like, oh my gosh, love exists. It can work. You can go back with your ex. 2 years into the marriage, as we saw this week, they've ended it. And now, as of today, a source, of course it always is, a source, has said that it all started on the honeymoon. The honeymoon is where they started arguing and they weren't getting along, and Ben was starting to complain about it all, and that's where it all started falling apart.
He kept saying, I'm Batman, I'm Batman. She said, you were the worst one, and we all know it. And he's going, don't disrespect me like that. When was the last time you brought out a good song? And, you know, then it just crumbled from there, I suppose.
Yeah, that does sound pretty...
now Liam can be a source.
That does sound toxic. All right, 13, 24, 10. Honeymoons from Hell. Because the honeymoon's supposed to be the best time of your life, right? If you have had a honeymoon from hell, maybe it's a story you've heard from a friend, we want to hear it. 13 24 10 is our number.
Annabelle in Brizzy, good evening. You had a honeymoon from hell?
Yes, good evening. How are you going?
Good.
That's good. So my husband's grandparents own a holiday house, which we thought would be perfect vibes for the honeymoon. We end up rocking up the night after the wedding. The grandparents were there, as well as the rest of the family.
Awesome.
And we had no privacy for the whole week and had to partake in family outings and activities. Oh my God.
So you just never had a honeymoon. That's not a honeymoon.
No, it was horrible.
What do they think happens on honeymoons? What are they like? What are they must have got married at some point. Do you know what I mean?
Well, they're probably like, oh, you're in the family now. Let's soak it in.
All right, 13 24 10. We have got high smile packs to give away. If we love your call, we will give you one of those high smile packs. 13 24 10. Honeymoons from hell.
Mark in Brisbane, good evening. What was your honeymoon from hell?
Hi, guys. Yeah, mine was just over 30 years ago. We went up to a resort up at Airlie Beach. When we got there, they said, we've just realised that you're the honeymooners, so we're going to upgrade you to the honeymoon suite, no extra charge. We said, thank you. The next morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, garbage trucks turned up, emptying all the industrial bins that were right below the honeymoon suite, and so 4:30 every morning for a week we were woken up by industrial bins being emptied. I then went and queried the initial room that we were booked to. It was on the other side of the resort, and you could have slept through till 10 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, but you wouldn't have got the Tau Swan in the other room, you know, and the rose petals. That's pretty good. Brad joins us now in Melbourne. Honeymoons from hell.
Yeah. Well, this is quite recent. I got a really intimate ceremony, registry marriage in May, and we went to Peninsula Hot Springs for my honeymoon, whatever it was. And I was after our hot springs bath in the morning and breakfast. I went to shower and I heard him yelling, and I just confronted him, like, who are you talking to? And he's like, nobody, nothing important, it's just work. And he went into the shower, I checked his phone, it's his divorce that he's going through, and I had no idea he was married.
Right, so he was married, going through a divorce, married you found out in a hot spring on the honeymoon.
Yeah.
Pratt, how long had you guys been together?
4 years.
Wow. Hang on. Oh, yeah, right. Okay.
So, I mean,
work out that crossover
yeah,
there.
feels like you might have been married when you were together, right?
We're on and off, but then he kind of, when we're off, maybe he did what he did, and he couldn't tell me.
Yeah, got a little sneaky marriage in there in between.
Yeah,
on and off.
Well, hey, you could have called through last night for Men Are Pigs. We did that for like half an hour.
Pratt, thank you very much for sharing your story. We are looking for more honeymoons from hell. Tony, what happened on the honeymoon?
So we got this really great deal, and we went to to Hayman Island and had a fabulous time. And on the last day, we went on a boat trip. And I laid down for 10 minutes, said, I'm just going to get a little bit of sun on my back. Don't let me fall asleep. And he went, no. And he was too busy playing poker, so I fell asleep and got third degree burn.
Third degree, but did he get up in the poker?
Hey, maybe. I don't know. I wasn't able to think.
You were stuck to the seat.
You were getting skin grafts. Scott in Sydney, tell us, honeymoons from hell.
So me and my wife went to Cancun for part of our honeymoon and stayed in one of those all-inclusive resorts where you get all your drinks and everything for free.
Unreal.
And one of the nights, my wife had a bit too much too early and passed that early, so I thought I might just go out and see a bit of the town. And then on my way home, the hotel was pretty close, so I decided to walk, and the car pulled over. The guy pulled out his gun and robbed me.
What?
And took my watch and made me go to an ATM and take money out. Luckily, I had a limit, so I didn't get too much. And then the next day, I went to the police station to report it and saw the guy that robbed me working there. So
dude, you're telling me... Oh,
what?
That's Mexico, huh?
And then what happened? Did anything happen, or you just walked out of there?
I just walked out of there. I didn't want to cause anything.
Oh, that's scary, Scott. Great story, though.
Oh, yeah.
I bet you sort of don't let your wife forget about it as well. Wouldn't it happen if you didn't get blind on the bloody mojitos, would it? Huh?
Nova is the home of the biggest cash giveaways, and that is why we get to do this.
The Currency Quiz!
Virginia, 30 years old from Sydney. How would 50 grand change your life?
It would be quite incredible,
Yeah.
I would say. Incredible.
A lot
Would
of
be
money.
good.
You could buy a Tesla outright, or you could, put it down for home repayment or something. I don't know. I mean, you could go on some awesome holidays with that kind of money. Well, here's the thing. We don't know what currency it's in yet. So once you win the quiz, we'll find that out later. So it could be like Great British Pounds. It could be American dollars, Aussies. We don't know. So first of all, 3 questions. Channel 10 supposedly want Ray Gun to be on the next season of I'm a Celeb. What do the contestants have to yell when they want to leave the jungle?
Get me out of here. I'm a celebrity, get me out of here.
Yeah, we'll play it. Hey, Aldi has been voted as Australia's favourite supermarket. What do the checkout operators refuse to do for you at Aldi?
pack your groceries.
Yeah. I don't know how they won with that, but people must be into it. Hey, Jenna Ortega is starring in the next Sabrina Carpenter video. Her album drops tomorrow. Now, which Addams Family member did Jenna Ortega play in the Netflix series Wednesday?
Daughter.
The name.
Wait, did you say?
Yeah, the name of the character.
Wednesday.
She's done it! Alrighty! 3 for 3! Alright, Jen, well, we know you have 150 large of a currency. Now let's find out what it is.
All right, let's spin the digital wheel.
Fingers and toes crossed for you, Jen. Alrighty, you've just won yourself 50,000 Ugandan shillings.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
And how much is that worth?
That is $19 Australian.
Yes.
Yeah. That's the spirit.
Pretty good. Or, that's 50,000 in Uganda. So that, you could always look at it that way.
The annoying part of that was, if you could see the digital wheel, was like the next slide over was USD.
It was very close.
It was so close.
Super duper.
Well, we'll play again next week. We want to know real excuses that sound fake. If you've got a story for that, give us a buzz right now. Prizes up for grabs, because there was a man in Melbourne on a Jetstar flight this morning. The flight landed. He was in the emergency exit row, decided to trigger the emergency exit door. The thing flung off. The chute deployed. Everyone's probably freaking out. He just said he wanted to see what it would do.
And it is tempting. And they ask you if you're willing and able. So I suppose he just wanted to work out if he was able, and he was.
And that's the thing, those poor people on the flight, if they had appointments to get to or work or a meeting, and they had to call up and say, hey, mate, I'm running late. There was a guy that opened up the emergency exit row on the flight. The boss is going, yeah, sure.
And it's a real reason, but it sounds fake. It's like when Belle says, I've got a migraine, I can't come into work today.
Yep.
And deep down we know it's real, but we're like, it sounds fake.
How does that sound fake?
Well, I'm just like, that's like the second one this week,
Exactly. Pour one out for me.
Yeah, it's also very dog ate my homework. 13, 24, 10, but the dog actually ate your homework. Give us a buzz. Real excuses that sound fake.
Sarah in Adelaide. Real excuse that sounds fake?
Yes. So when I was 17, all my friends were already of age, already 18, and we were all at my place. My mum was really, really strict, so I said I was going to just drop my friends into the city.
Mm-hmm.
And so she said, it's only a half an hour, 15 minutes up, 15 minutes back, you need to be home. And that's the total intention I had as well. But when I was dropping them off in the city, I was like beeping them off, like beep, 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 beep. And as I was doing that, I got pulled over by the police for a misuse of horn.
Oh, misuse of horn?
Misuse of horn. And I ended up getting back an hour. So not half an hour, an hour. And my mum just would not believe that it was because it was a misuse of horn.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, when you're like, no, Mum, I swear. Misuse of horn. Like, I can see how she would just be like, you're an idiot. But then also, like, who's having a half an hour rager in town, like parking the car quickly, getting some drinks in, having a bit of a dance, and then getting back and, it's still pretty quick.
Yeah. Sarah, that is a great story. Going to give you a $50 Uber Eats voucher.
Oh, thank you.
Keep your calls coming through on 13 24 10. Real excuse that sounds fake.
Chloe in Melbourne, what happened?
Hi. When I was in high school, we were doing a group project, and I didn't hear what someone said. And they're like, what, are you deaf or something? And yeah, I am.
What?
Oh, okay. So do you have hearing aids? Is that how you're hearing us
I
at the
have
moment?
a hearing aid and everything. I pulled it out of my ear. I'm like, I literally am. And I had to show the teacher too because they saw me on my phone. I'm like, no, I'm just turning it up so I can hear him.
Oh, that's brutal. You never want to have to like prove a disability to someone. You know what I mean? Like, surely that guy was like, I'm an idiot. So she's like, nah, you just put them in earlier. That's a fake grommet. I reckon you just... Oh.
To me, that's on par with, if someone wears all black and you go, who died? And you're like, no, I'm actually going to a funeral.
Very well told, Chloe. Thank you very much. Larissa joins us now. Larissa, what was your real excuse that sounded fake?
So I was actually on my way home. I had been away for the weekend and I was really, really sick. I had the runs. So I was speeding to get home. I was literally maybe like 20 Ks from home. So I put the foot down a little bit because I thought that I was going to, poop my pants. And I ended up getting pulled over by the police. And got a fine and almost shit myself on the side of the road while I got the fine.
I almost reckon the only way you could have got out of that fine is if you actually shit yourself.
Yeah, you should have committed. As he was sort of like...
I had nappies in the car for my daughter, and I got back in the car and was like, I think I need to place one of these under me. I was so worried.
That's heavy. That's heavy. Yeah, no. If he said license and registration, you just went, I've got to commit. Yeah, I think you would have got it. They would go, oh, just please leave.
We are looking for real excuses that sound fake on 13 24 10.
Xavier in Melbourne, what happened to you?
How you doing, team? I was leaving the office today, ducking out a bit early, and just said to the boss, going to catch a mate that's finishing a lap around Australia. He's ran 163 days, left the MCG 163 days ago, and he arrived back today. And ducked off to see him finish off the lap, and the boss just gave me the old, are you sure?
Yeah, like, oh, yeah. Ned Brockman, is it? Yeah, good on you, mate. Stick around for another half hour. I need that job finished. I mean, that does sound genuinely unbelievable.
Absolutely.
I feel like we should know about that. I feel like that should be on the news or something.
Did you want to give him a shout out?
Yeah, Sean Belle. Sean Belle runs, exceptional athlete, good human being, and pretty good achievement to be able to finish that off. And incredible stuff. And he still was running pretty strong tonight as well, which was even more impressive.
Too much detail. I don't believe it anymore, Xavier. No. You should have stayed at work. No, that's incredible. Montana in Brizzy, your real excuse that sounded fake.
So this one morning, my partner woke me up when I was about to wake up to my work alarm and panicked because our snake wasn't in its tank. So then I had to call into work because we had to find where the snake was, and the main problem was because we have a cat in the apartment.
Oh.
So we had to look around for a 2.5 meter python.
And where was it?
That was it was 2 days later we found it. It actually fell out of a cupboard. So we looked everywhere and it was hiding underneath the cupboard in one of the broken drawers we couldn't get into.
Oh my God.
Because I was thinking like little tiny like worm, you have those like little small cute little danger noodles. I thought it was one of them, but I mean, surely 2.5 meters. I mean, that's so big.
Oh my God.
It's also the fear of, like, obviously after 12 hours, you go, we're not going to find this thing. You have to just accept that you're now living with it somewhere in the house.
It's gonna pop up probably when you least expect it.
Yeah, it could be like under your doona in your bed.
I mean, then again, you also have a pet snake. So you're obviously not weird. You know what I mean? Like, we're thinking this is a horrible thing. This is just their pet. It's just like us losing our dog in the house for a little bit.
Scott in Brizzy joins us now. What is your real excuse that sounded fake?
My dog ate my car key.
Hang on, your dog ate your car key?
Yeah, I've got one of those keys, the push button start things.
Yeah.
So I seen him do it just as I was about to leave, and I had to pick him up, put him in the car to be able to start the car to take him to the vet.
That's unreal.
For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au.